It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. For Los Angeles, they're in the midst of a 3-game losing streak, hoping to break out with a win tonight. We'll see if they can shake off the cobwebs. And the Los Angeles Clippers, Kenny, one of the better teams in the league over the past decade. Powerful ownership, bright future as a franchise.
Yes, and bought for a record price at that time. The front office will be willing to spend on staff, scouting, and coaching, you name it. They want to just win.
And, some franchises would have collapsed after losing Chris Paul, but the Clippers can attract times because the market they're in. Kenny, you live there, I live there, and they have that commitment to winning.
Yes.
And that'll take it up to tip-off. Let's go courtside. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Last game for the Pelicans, they picked up a W against Sacramento.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
Yeah, what I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, guys, for decades we have seen elite big men dominate in the paint, but with more and more threes, they now have to cover a lot more ground defensively. So a few executives think the center position may undergo some downsizing in the years to come. Kevin?
Foot speed at a premium. David, as always, thank you. And a long way to go, Brent, but there are some early signs of a legitimate playoff contender, championship contender.
When we talk about that, Kevin, you and I always are leery of the fact of how many of these guys have had the experience of being scarred up in the early rounds of the playoffs, having to advance or beat a team that's proven before. Right now, there are some teams out there that are raising our eyebrows where we think they're going to have an opportunity. If they keep growing like this and they keep finding this type of consistency, they could be dangerous.
You'd like to think they're going to use those scars, as you say, from the past and motivate them even more.
Well, those are the teams who we believe can always take the next step.
Sure.
It's the young teams that are unproven, even though they're playing well, where we sometimes wonder, will they be able to maintain this kind of focus come playoff time?
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. Gallinari and Harris, your small and power forwards. And it's Gortat in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Pelicans shooting their first free throw of the night here.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Randall. Here's Williams. 12 points his last outing. Gallinari left side. Over Hill. It's rebounded by New Orleans. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team.
And looking back to last season, they won this season series as you'd expect.
Well, they were obviously the superior team a year ago, but a lot can change from one season to the next in the NBA. Let's see how this game plays out before we make any rush to judgment as to how they'll fare against each other this year.
Now here is Harris. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Not much you can do defensively. When Tobias is covered, he's still finding ways to score.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his first foul.
Kind of a ticky-tack foul there, but you have to be aware that's how the refs are going to blow the whistle tonight.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That is his first foul of the game. Holiday with it. Now guarded by Gallinari. And Holiday kicks to Hill. Kick out to Moore. On the clock. 13 feet away. Poked away. Stolen by Beverly.
Yeah, 2 turnovers already in just the first few minutes. Clearly a bit careless. They need him to refocus.
Williams looking around. No problems knocking that one down. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Left side, Davis. Holiday against Beverly. Clock at 6. And Holiday is good for 3. Holiday's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Holiday against Beverly. To the middle. Here's Gortat. And Gortat with the stuff.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Holiday, the pass to Davis. Back to Holiday. And stolen by Harris. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Beverly. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Houston. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one is on Holiday. Patrick Beverly grew up in the west side of Chicago. He said it was a pretty rough high school to go to, Brent.
John Marshall Metropolitan, and he was the head of a 1-2-2 full court press where he just racked up a bunch of steals. Can you imagine just not getting the ball ever over half court? That's because Patrick Beverly was up there playing defense.
First one falls for him.
One of the better perimeter defenders in the game, and in the golden age of scoring point guards, Patrick Beverly doing his best to slow them down on a nightly basis.
New Orleans making a switch here. Payton's checked in. And it's tied up with that one.
Well, Pelicans a much better team last year than they've been in the past. Still have some areas to address before maybe they become a home court advantage team or a top 4 seed. But the number one thing is they've got to get some more consistency in their outside game.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Williams finds Gortat. And stolen by Payton. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Gortat with the block. Harris looking it over. Now the pass to Gallinari. From outside the arc, sinks the three-pointer. Well, the 3 is king right now, and spacing can be a problem for the Pelicans.
Well, the team knows they only have a handful of dead-eye shooters. They were in the bottom third for threes taken last year. They play to their strengths, which is a good thing, but in order for them to take the next step, it's got to be some dynamic play from the perimeter. Defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
Feeds to Williams. Here's Harris, and slam dunk by Harris.
Now, Tobias has a good frame and has good strength. I like to see him go in there and put it to good use on the offensive glass.
Payton against Beverly. Payton kicks to Moore. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Harris.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Up top, Gortat. Pass to Harris. Over Payton. A nice shot by Harris. Harris has got 6.
Well, Harris at 6'9" is a big body, and the defense has got to do a better job of pushing him outside the paint.
Now here is Hill. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Back to Payton. Can they get it? It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Harris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Hill against Gallinari. It's stolen by Davis. Here's Randall. Got it from 16 feet. He's got 5.
A lot of people feel like Moore has natural point guard ability, so I like to see him find the open man.
Passes it to Harris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Tobias Harris in his 8th season in the NBA and still just 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean, 1 season at Tennessee, and he has slowly but steadily improved each year. And, you know, he's gotten stronger, more consistent with his long-range shooting, and he's found his calling as one of those prototype small ball 4s.
And the first one at the line is good.
And Tobias Harris had his best season in 2018, a career year from the three-point line. And you saw how much just his value jumped in that time frame. A key piece and a key part of the trade last year with Blake Griffin.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And guys, Clippers coach Doc Rivers calls Harris a nightmare matchup. What do you think?
Well, especially when he slides from the 3 over to the power forward spot. He spaces out the floor and then can put the ball on the deck, on the drive, get in and create some opportunities.
And looking now at some numbers for Harris. He had a strong showing last season. Averaged about 18 points a game, 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And I like it when stars do exactly that. It's not just about scoring 50 or 40 or 30. It's about making plays consistently.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New Orleans. They trail by 7. Six to shoot on the wing. Hill over Harris. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got rebound number 5 here tonight from downtown, and another 3 for the Clippers.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
The Pelicans have gone just a shade under 50% from the field, 5 of 11. And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. You love a good mid-range game. We don't see it that much, but I know you have a couple guys you think have a pretty strong mid-range game.
You know, Chris Paul still has dominated the mid-range, Kevin. It was interesting because him joining the Houston Rockets, who it's all about threes and layups. Daryl Morey, I think, recognized we need somebody that can come off the pick and roll and make those kind of plays happen, not only at the rim for Capella, but shoot it himself. So Chris Paul still dominates in the mid-range. Kawhi Leonard has shown some skills at the mid-range, even though last year, obviously, just 9 games. He's still a dangerous weapon. It'll be interesting to see if that's still part of his arsenal for this season. And then C.J. McCollum has been one of the best mid-range scorers in the league for the Portland Trail Blazers over the past couple of seasons.
Payton kicks to Clark. Pass to Miller. Mirotic against Scott. Here's Clark. Shoots over Bradley. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Down low. And that one's good. Beverly's got 6.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
Just testing out the cannon on that misfire.
Yeah, we've seen him make this shot work, but they can do better.
Timeout. Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Well, you talk about the lockdown individual defenders in this league. Don't forget about Avery Bradley. That's been his calling card from the moment he set foot in the league.
Miller outside. Kicks it to Clark. Over Bradley. And that one hits back iron.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Now, here's Mbamute. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Scott misses the three. Pelicans trail by 16. Payton the bounce pass. No good from Clark. Los Angeles has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Bradley deciding where to go with it. Right side, Scott. And finished off by Scott.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Well, it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
To the paint, here's Okafor, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And just 72% from the line a season ago. Not the greatest of numbers, but there are guys who are far worse off when it comes to free throw shooting.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Clippers leading by 15. Outside, Scott. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. It's Scott on the wing. Beverly against Payton. Shot clock at 5. Tries it from 19. Pelicans pull it in.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Mbamute against Miller. To the inside. Payton. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
That's a nice show of strength there for Payton on the inside, finishing through a little bit of the contact. Got rubbed up a little bit.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And the Clippers making a change here. Williams has checked in.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw off from Payton. Brent, a major pivot for the Clippers last season, trading away the most important player in franchise history, Blake Griffin.
Well, the front office made mention of sustainability and production over cost, and felt like it was the right time for them to move on. The size of that max contract, the injury risk of Blake Griffin and what's happened and transpired the past couple of seasons convinced them that they might be able to clear that out of the way, get some flexibility, and rebuild the roster in the way that they wanted to moving forward.
.137 left to play in the first. And there's the pass to Okafor. 6 to shoot. Over Harrell.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Bradley kicks to Williams. Outside, Scott. Back to Williams. Right side, Bradley. The dish now to Harrell. Over Okafor. And the Clippers miss again.
I like the defensive effort. They did a good job altering the mid-range shot and then making the shooter feel a bit uneasy.
Mbamute with the steal. Fires it up. Top of the key jumper, no good. Pelicans trail by 13. Clark, the pass to Miller. To the inside. Williams against Payton. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Look, if they want any shot at winning this game, he has to be better out there.
There's the feed to Williams. Inside. And Bahamute, the pass to Williams. Back to Bahamute. Williams trying to break free. Shot's good from Mbaamute. Mbaamute has got himself on the board with 3 there. Payton against Williams. Payton outside. Here's Mirotic. Nice D from Scott. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Clippers lead by 16. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
Like my time, like my jokes.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And quite a position here for the Clippers to be in. What do you think, guys?
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
Well, you just start to wonder, how did we get to this score at the end of 1? I think those steals really established momentum in their favor.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. A tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
And no matter how well you defend, when you shoot that poorly, it's going to be a very difficult challenge for you to get a win.
Yeah, almost impossible, really. It was one of those games where almost everyone on the roster had that off night. Inside and out, ice cold.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Mike Scott out there with Luke Mbaamute. Then it's Williams. Then there's Harrell, and it's Bradley in at the 2-guard position. And the shot goes in. Bradley's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Clippers. Pelicans trail by 18. Outside Holiday. He kicks to Okafor. Back to Holiday. Shoots a 3. That one doesn't go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Got a piece of it. Williams against Holiday. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Williams finds Bahamute. 6 to shoot. Bradley, that's for 2.
Looking to become a more dependable defender both in the post and on the perimeter. Mirotic enjoying being a pest on that play. Alvin Gentry, one of the best offensive minds and coaches in this league. Remember just in the recent past about his time in Phoenix and then in Golden State. Now as the head coach of the Pelicans, and he's done a great job just speeding up this team, pushing the ball, and trying to find ways to put up points.
Here's Bradley. And the Pelicans picked up 3 with their last shot. Pass to Williams. Fires the 3. But they get it back. Floats one up, and the layup is up and in. And for the Pelicans, it took some time before they could implement Gentry's vision.
Well, now it's in place. It felt like a long time to get there, and they ended up making the playoffs and pushing it to the second round. And Alvin Gentry is a big reason why the Pelicans are one of the most exciting teams right now to watch in the NBA. And I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second. Hey, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Bradley. Holiday against Williams. Another miss by Williams.
Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Holiday against Williams. Goes up the baseline. The shot by Holiday, no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Bradley kicks to Williams. The kick out to Scott. And stolen by Mirotic. On its way from Clark for two. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
Enjoyed that unselfish play from Holiday for that swing pass to the open teammate.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Well, Mirotic last year, it was the tale of two halves. It was the shaved year versus the unshaved year for him. Great start with the Bulls and played some very good basketball, and then struggled a little bit after the trade to the Pelicans, and then boom, all of a sudden was a huge part after Cousins went down, was extremely complimentary to the fast pace and stretching out the offense with the three-point ball playing alongside AD.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Julius Randle's checked in for Okafor. Davis comes in for Mirotic. Hill, he's checked in for Miller. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Ian Clark. Now here's Williams. Harris outside. Clock at 6. It's stolen by Randle. Tipped away. Taken away by Williams. Gallinari surveying the D. He dishes it to Bradley. Outside Williams. Launches it. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Williams has got 5 points now this quarter. Man, you're talking about Mirotic. The real Mirotic is somewhere in between.
Yeah, he's had a little trouble with consistency, but you got to look at what was surrounding him in Chicago with all the roster movements and the coaching changes, stylistic changes. So, when he gets on, we saw this late in the year with the Pelicans and somewhat in the playoffs, he can be an explosive scorer. He can put the ball down and make plays. He can shoot you into and sometimes out of a game.
Now Davis. After Gallinari missed from long range.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
For three, Harris. Hill pulls it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And stolen by Harris. Bradley against Moore. Now here's Bradley. And two free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Hard to believe, isn't it, that a few years ago the direction for this Pelicans team was uncertain.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Alvin Gentry has found his way to put his imprint on this team. A lot of people not sure of how and if he could do that. He certainly has. It took some time to get those ideas in place. And the offense was never a problem with this group, especially with the way that Drew Holiday had such a huge year. It's going to be about some defense and some depth for them to push it a little bit further this season.
The first free throw is good.
Well, he's an effective two-way player, is Avery Bradley, and he's worked very hard. You remember his early years with the Celtics, just continuing to improve to make sure he has a place in this league.
Patrick Beverley, he's checked in for the Clippers. Both free throws good from Avery Bradley. Brent, as we take a look at lineups around the NBA, teams trying to go with 5 highly skilled players at once. Where does that leave the traditional big?
Well, most teams just don't have one now, Kevin. I mean, they're just not on the roster.
They're hard to find, yeah.
Well, they're hard to find, but there just aren't many out there. So a lot of teams just elect not to have one. And what we're seeing over the course of the last couple years is the matchups when all of a sudden a Whiteside is going to see a Drummond, or you're going to see all of a sudden Valanciunas play against DeAndre Jordan. It's usually because you have one, we'll play ours kind of mentality.
Pelicans trail by 18. Holiday surveying the floor. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. And that'll be his third foul so far. Beverly against Holiday. Hill up top. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Just 4 to shoot. From deep, Moore. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Passes it to Gallinari. Outside Bradley. That 3 off the mark. For New Orleans, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. And it's Davis missing. Clippers leading by 18. Gallinari, the bounce pass. Here's Harris. He can't get it to go. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that'll be the 3rd of the 4 straight at home. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Pass to Gallinari. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's stolen by Bradley. Kicks it to Beverly. Harris outside. Dishes it to Gallinari. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2 for 6 start.
You could make the case that Gallo should have got a whistle there, but you still have to give him props for finishing on that difficult drive. Yeah, I said props.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Well, he's had ankle troubles and knee surgeries. Last season, a gluteal tear. And over the course of his career, injuries seem to be more of a part of what Danilo Gallinari's story is about in the NBA. Hopefully he'll find some health this year.
Payton, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. Now here's Payton. Sinks that one from the post.
Nice job in the screen and roll. Patience by Payton in the screen and roll helped to set everything up.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. Here's Gortat. Nails it from the high post. And the Clippers lead by 20. And Gallinari an efficient score if he can just, Brent, stay healthy.
Yeah, the optimism seems to be waning with regards to that. Over his 10-year career, he's played about half of the games, and you're paying him a pretty good sum of money. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're an owner. But as a fan, you root for him to be out there and have some success.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. And the Pelicans picked up 3 with their last shot. Here's Beverly. The teardrop falls in. Beverly's got 10.
Well, Beverly showing a bit of his speed right there, out of the blocks, hoping to get something on the drive on the inside.
Payton against Beverly. Payton passes to Davis. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And here's the upcoming schedule for New Orleans. On Friday, they'll host the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Saturday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz.
And for that game against the Warriors, I think this squad has the confidence that they can play to their strengths against them. And even though they're going after the #1 team right now in our league, they feel they can get the W.
Payton looking it over. Outside Hill. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Hill taking no time to get that shot off. Once it hit his hands, it was off.
Payton against Beverly. Harris outside. Back to Beverly. Here's the teardrop. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
He's been on his A game, seeking good shots, and he's a huge reason why tonight they're winning.
And Patrick Beverly last season excited for a bigger role on the Clippers, but knee surgery wiped out his season.
Yeah, and he's in the final year of his contract, Kevin. A lot at stake as he hopes to earn a significant raise from a salary that's been one of the league's best bargains.
Shooting one.
That's good from Beverly.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Payton kicks to Hill. Back to Payton. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And it's 6 points for Elfrid Payton.
How about Payton fending off the defense? That's a tough finish for a guard.
Now Beverly, 13 points in the game. A nice shot by Gallinari.
A terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Payton finds Hill. And stolen by Harris. Outside Bradley. Here's Beverly. Here's Gortat. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Randall dishes to Payton. Hill passes to Randall. It's back to Hill. 6 to shoot. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Gallinari wide open. No good on the triple. New Orleans has gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. And that one, good. Moore's got 7.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
To the paint. Here's Gortat. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Julius Randle. Iritic comes in for Solomon Hill. And Ian Clark subbed in for Ejuan Moore. That free throw good from Gortat. The Clippers in the past few seasons, Greg, have completely overhauled their roster. They are making some serious changes here.
Practically nobody from the team 2 years ago is still with the franchise. It was a complete teardown, and they felt they needed to hit the reboot button. Jerry West knows what he's doing, though, and he's done this before with great success.
To the paint. It's tipped and stolen by Harrell. Here's Williams. Plays it up and banks it in. He's got 9.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Payton with the ball. 6 points for him. Right side Davis. Over Harrell. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Los Angeles on top as they end the second quarter on a 14-6 run. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Alongside Coach Alvin Gentry. Alvin, what sorts of adjustments are you going to make in the second half?
Well, we just got to get ourselves organized. We got to get back. We got to take better shots. You know, the problem that we have is we're taking bad shots and they're running out on them. We just got to take good shots and we got to get back and get our defense set.
The best defense is offensive efficiency. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. One half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, their field goal percentage is a number that jumps off the page. May I say it's Shaq-like?
That's a good one.
Seriously, they're incredibly efficient shooting the basketball, and I don't think they settle for any bad shots. And you're never going to go wrong with that strategy.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans.
Sloppy ball, way too many wasted possessions, chucking up threes, missing them. I could hit more threes than that, Ernie. I hope they're talking right now about getting the ball inside, because that's what it's going to take. If they were hitting more threes, that'd be a different story. But if was a fifth, Ernie, you know the rest.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome back to New Orleans as we take a gentle cruise down the Mississippi River before returning to action. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Patrick Beverley. He's been playing really well.
I'll tell you, the scoring he gave them in the first half really made the difference.
Well, the defense is paying attention to a lot of other guys. He's gotten some good looks, and he's done a great job of finishing those off.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. On the perimeter, Moore and Hill. Randall out there with Anthony Davis, and it's Holiday in at point guard. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half.
That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
Here's Moore, following the score by Lou Williams. Randall kicks to Holiday. There's the pass to Moore. 5 to shoot. Over Harris. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Moore's got 9 points.
Moore just recognizing he had a little more space, if you will, Kevin.
Beverly finds Gortat. Back to Beverly. With some arc. Pass to Gallinari. That's tipped. Here's the 3. The Clippers rebound. Beverly for 3. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now here is Holiday. Another one falls for New Orleans.
That's a confident-looking shot there from Drew Holiday, playing the in-between game.
L.A. has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Beverly, the pass to Gortat. Back to Beverly from deep. That shot, no good. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Feeds it to Gallinari. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Love to see Gallo close to the rim. He really finishes nicely with that jam.
To the inside. Here's Davis. Holiday against Beverly. Clock at 6 from 13. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Phenomenal defense by Anthony Davis to spike that shot back. He'd make a heck of a volleyball player.
And slam dunk by Harris.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Grinding away 100% effort all the time.
And then uses his explosiveness once he's gathered the rebound to throw it down.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And Marcin Gortat, the Polish hammer, in the final year of a 5-year, $60 million deal. Greg, he's been worth every penny.
He has, but he turns 35 this season. He'll be motivated to earn that next contract, but now on the downslope. We may see his role evolve over the next few years.
As much as Drew Holiday can contribute on the offensive end, Brent, with his scoring and playmaking, he's also a very capable defender.
Well, he's more than capable. He is one of the better defenders at that position. And the more years Drew Holiday has in the league, the more he's got a notebook of what it is guys like to do and the things he can take away. Great hands, great lateral movement, and last year showed up in a big way defensively for Alvin Gentry.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Drew Holiday.
Well, after some seasons that were a little tough on Drew Holiday both on and off the floor, he certainly got back on track last year in a big way. Posted his best season and played in the most games since the All-Star year he had in Philly in 2013. So the health is always a concern, but Drew Holiday stepped up and was massive in the playoffs last year for this Pelican ball club.
He's perfect from the line this time. And Brent, last season, Holiday wasn't asked to do as much playmaking, and it seemed like it allowed him to focus on his scoring.
Well, I give Drew Holiday a ton of credit, Kevin. He went from being asked to work on off-guard skills to being shifted back to the point guard because of a Rondo injury, and then later in the season had to go back to all of the things he worked on in the offseason as an off guard. And when he did that, he shined. So a heck of a season on the mental side of things for Drew Holiday last year. Yeah, 3 of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
Williams kicks to Scott. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Miller's checked in for New Orleans.
Substitution for your Pelicans. Darius Miller.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the 3rd. Gallinari with it, now defended by Randall. Here's Williams, fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
They are just killing them on the interior. You know, there are certain players who just seem to have a knack for putting the ball in the basket. Lou Williams is in that category.
One shot.
And Lou Williams, not the biggest, not the most athletic, but Greggy finds ways to score.
Yeah, you know, whether he's creating space or creating contact, very few play that cat and mouse game better than Lou Williams.
Now here is Holiday. He has 7. Basket counts. Holiday's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, nice work from Drew Holiday to get close, but it was his length that allowed him to get that shot over the D.
There's Gallinari with the 3. And it's rebounded by Drew Holiday. Scott against Randall. More in the corner. And stolen by Scott. Here's Williams. And it's blocked. Moore against Williams. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Yeah, certainly an attitude change at halftime. After sort of wandering around in the first, he's kicked it into gear here for the second frame.
The Pelicans shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight. Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Patrick Beverly. That free throw good from Holiday. Last season, Brent, the Pelicans took such a step forward as their role players really stepped up.
Well, how huge was AD and all the things he's capable of doing? Just a once-in-a-generation talent. Guys like Holiday, Moore, those guys played so great down the stretch when they got some more freedom after the Cousins injury. The Pelicans have had some issues with depth in the past, but seem to have put that behind them last year.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Brent, Lou Williams last season dropping a career-high 50 points on the Golden State Warriors in a regular season game.
Well, he led the Clippers to that convincing win on the road against the defending champs, and you better believe he saves his best game for the stiffest of competition.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Lou Williams and that wisdom gives a boost to the confidence of the entire team, someone the younger guys look up to.
Now here's Randall. He has 5. Left side, Davis. Makes it off the glass. Davis has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
The mindset right now is pretty strong. Superb at staying aggressive and right now stringing some plays together.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Clippers are going in a new direction. Now, Coach Doc Rivers said, we had a shot. I don't think anybody understands how hard it is to win a title. Until you do that, you're going to be frustrated a lot and have to make tough decisions. Kevin?
Well, they're trying to make the right decisions to rebuild better than before, D.A. Thanks.
One shot.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
Well, with the departure of Chris Paul and the trade of Blake Griffin, the Clippers deciding on a new look and a new direction. The era of Lob City, I think, officially has come to a close.
A nice shot by Harris.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Holiday finds Davis. And yes, it's good. Davis has got 7 points for the quarter. And from 2011 to 2017, the Lob City Clippers, as they were called, 50 wins or better pretty much every year.
It was a great team. It just did not have the kind of luck, and trust me, there is luck involved, needed to get themselves to an NBA Finals. A record 6 straight playoff appearances for them. Took a series lead, only to be eliminated, and then a lot of frustration set in because things didn't go the right way. And now a lot of guys not here for the Clippers moving forward. Now he's put on a shooting display here in the second half. He really seems to be in a great groove right now.
Outside, Scott. The dish to Williams. It's rebounded by New Orleans. It's Randall with the drive. Nice D from Scott. LA's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Gallinari on the wing. He's defended by Randall. A nice shot by Gallinari.
Gallinari gathers his rhythm. He simply rises up and nails the interior shot.
Miller outside. Down low. And there's Davis. That's good on the assist by Miller. And that's 15 points for Anthony Davis.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes.
Timeout.
Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Well, last season, the Pelicans took a huge step in the right direction and made it to the conference semifinals despite losing DeMarcus Cousins before the playoffs even began. So a lot of positives came out of that late season run with AD leading the way for the Pelicans.
So for the Pelicans, Okafor is checked in for Julius Randle. Mirotic comes in for Miller, and it's Payton in for Moore. And then for Los Angeles, Harrell, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. And Bahamute comes in for Gallinari. And Bradley's subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. Offensive rebound, Payton. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Payton's got 8 points.
Yeah, Elfrid Payton, with his size, he can stay in there and get some of those rebounds. That helps with secondary possession.
Williams for 3. That shot off. And New Orleans will come the other way. And for the Pelicans last season, the most successful for the team since the name change.
Yeah, how about that? 48 wins last year for them in the Western Conference. They swept the Blazers in the first round of the playoffs and just showed how dangerous they could be. Mirotic huge in that series for them, and they still have some areas to address, but the trajectory, the direction of this franchise is pointing up.
Here's Williams following the basket by Anthony Davis. And it's Harrell missing. Payton up top. He's guarded by Williams. And the basket is good. Payton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
Williams kicks to Bradley. Over Holiday. And he overshot that one, missing. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for New Orleans. Puts up a three. The shot, no good. Clippers leading by 20. And here's Mbamute. Knocked away. Here's Bradley. Cans the shot from the wing. Bradley's got his second bucket of the night.
Now, coaching staff, when we talk to them, always talking about Bradley being more aggressive, more assertive. They feel like he gets more comfortable if he does that.
Jacks up a three. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. 9 points in the game so far.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Now here's Okafor. Got it. Good job in the low post. Okafor's got 5 now.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
From deep, Williams. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got his 5th rebound in this one. And Holiday kicks to Payton. On the wing, Davis. No good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Mirotic against Mbamute. Outside Bradley. And it's in there. Bradley's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Great at maintaining some balance on that play. Bradley gets physical, but stays with the play.
To the middle. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. It's on Mbamute.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
For New Orleans, they have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one. Hill, he's checked in for New Orleans. Ian Clark comes in for Drew Holiday. And then for Los Angeles, Gortat's checked in for Scott. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. And that one falls for Mirotic.
And last season, a bit of a breakout one for Mirotic. Saw a huge jump in his production and shot a career best from the floor. Across the board, he was a completely changed player despite what was a turbulent season. And you know what? He's shaken off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Payton kicks to Hill. 58 seconds left to play in the third. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Hard to know what Mirotic sometimes is going to do to you offensively, which is how he gets the call.
This is his 2nd trip to the free throw line.
Really can't criticize the work he did at the line a year ago. 82% on the season.
And that one misses.
Mirotic sometimes gets one-dimensional out there, but I know one thing the coaching staff really loves about him. He brings competitive fire to every game, and that's something any coaching staff loves to count on.
That one is no good. The Clippers have long labored in the shadow of the Los Angeles Lakers. A lot of ground to make up for the Clippers.
Well, from 1977 to 2011, the Lakers made the playoffs all but 2 seasons and won 10 NBA titles. So in that same time, the Clippers got to the postseason only 4 times and just won 1 series. So yes, Kevin, you're right. That's a well that you're looking up from if you're the Clippers. But the last 5 seasons, they've been better than the Lakers, much better.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
For New Orleans, they have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
Taking 2 shots.
Two.
And that one falls for Mirotic. And the Pelicans making a change here. Holiday's checked in. And so Mirotic nails both of them. Here's Beverly. 16 points for him. There's 18 seconds left in the third. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Harrell. Kicks it out to Bradley. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Oh, what a terrible foul there. The shot clock winding down, and he ends up bailing out the offense with a silly foul.
The 3 from Bradley.
Good job by Hill, just getting a hand up on defense. That can be just enough to throw off a shooter.
And so it's Los Angeles, holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll return shortly. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
We just got to do a better job of executing, okay? And then we got to get back, guys. I mean, we got to be sprinting back.
Well, Greg, he doesn't sound pleased with his team's transition defense.
And you can't fault him. I mean, Coach Gentry really fighting to get his team more engaged.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, they've got Harrell, Patrick Beverly out there with Avery Bradley. Then it's Mbah Moute, and it's Gortat in at the center position. Payton against Beverly. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Elfrid Payton, over his 4 seasons, developing one of the most distinctive hairstyles in the league.
You know, and I remember seeing some footage where his hair seemed to block his vision on a shot attempt. For a player who had struggled shooting the ball, many question whether a trim might be in order. We'll see.
Two shots. Last on the first.
And he knocks down the first one.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Good on both.
Well, many people had some high expectations for Elfrid Payton when he was drafted 10th in 2014. His offensive game has come along nicely. He sees the floor. He scores on the inside. I don't think he'll ever be a perimeter threat. And defensively, he could be a little bit more active.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That'll be his second foul of the game. New Orleans on D. Bradley.
Well, some credit to Holiday there on the defensive end. Hand up to contest the shot.
Mba'amute with the steal. And Beverly kicks to Mba'amute. And stolen by Payton. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the fourth personal. And he needs to stay aggressive out there. So going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Mirotic against Harrell. Hill looking it over. Here's Mirotic. The three-pointer, no good. And Brent, as you mentioned, as good as Payton has made himself with the ball in his hands, his defense is holding him back.
Yeah, and some of those areas of weakness are easily addressed. You just can't get yourself out of position by overthinking possessions or gambling too much. It's just not a good way to go. So as much as you're the lead guard with the ball, sometimes defensively as a lead guard you can set the tone for a defensive possession. Payton needs to learn that.
Here's Payton. The Clippers getting the bucket. Shot clock at 6. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Yeah, I think on the scouting report the challenge was make Payton make those shots. Well, Payton's making those shots.
Bradley kicks to Gortat. Payton against Beverly. He feeds it to Harrell. And he gets the bucket. And the Clippers lead by 20.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
Here's Mirotic. A three-pointer off the mark.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
Bradley against Holiday. Here's Beverly. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
He's selective, but it's huge when Beverly starts to find his stroke like this.
Holiday dishes to Okafor. Payton outside. He kicks to Okafor. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Beverly's got 5 rebounds tonight. Brett, they're always trying to make the All-Star game itself more competitive. Is that an important thing to do?
I don't think overall it's important to do it, Kevin. I mean, it is an exhibition, but I do like the attentiveness of the players over the past couple years talking about how it is they want to approach the game. It ends up being a high-scoring affair with a lot of highlights, but overall, it's not the most important thing for the weekend.
And it's Okafor missing.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Here's Mba'amute. In the corner, Harrell with it. Passes to Beverly. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Okafor's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Beverly against Payton. A floater. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got his 6th rebound on the night. Beverly against Payton. Beverly the pass to Bradley. And Gortat kicks to Beverly. Okafor comes in with the double team. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, he played a seamless first half, but in the second half, some poor decisions right here. He continues to throw the ball away.
Some changes for New Orleans. Julius Randle comes in for Okafor. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Payton. The Clippers also changing it up. Harris comes in for Harrell. And it's Gallinari in for Mba'amute. And the foul on Avery Bradley. That's his first foul. You look around the NBA, amazing players, global interest, franchise values are going through the roof. Do you feel like the league is entering a golden age, if it's not already in a golden age?
I think it is, Kevin, at least offensively. What we've seen over the last 5 years with the adoption of most of the teams of the three-point shot, it's been some of the greatest offensive basketball the league has ever seen. And this idea that the evolution of the game stopped when it is that number 23 retired is kind of silly. I love where the game is at. I love where it's going. And I'm excited to be here tonight to watch this action with you.
Which number 23? You've got two pretty prominent number 23s in the history of this game.
I was thinking the
most
one
recent
I played
23?
against. Yeah,
oh,
that
that
guy.
23.
Yeah,
that guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And it's the Clippers with the ball, following the score by New Orleans. Mirotic against Harris. Puts it up from 15. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And so Holiday will bring it up for New Orleans. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Randall no good.
He looked like he rushed it a bit. The defense wasn't terrible, but still, he's got to knock that down.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Well, he just nailed his second three of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Mirotic inside. Harris is there. Holiday with the three. Hands it from downtown. Holiday's got 12 points in just the second half.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
Now here is Harris. Pass to Beverly. Randall brings the double team. Knocked loose. Moore against Williams. And they call an illegal screen here. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Clippers. They'll be playing against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. Then on Sunday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
Now, here is Gallinari. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Mirotic with it. Picked up by Harris. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
Now, here's Beverly. Left side, Williams. The teardrop falls in.
Yeah, it's pretty much unguardable there. You got to respect Lou Williams' ability to guide those floaters softly into the rim.
Here's Hill. Gallinari with the rebound.
Yeah, that was $1 million crossover to free him up, but that finish, I'd give him 50 cents.
And that one's good. Beverly.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
Williams against Moore. Outside Mirotic. One team owner proposed that we should abolish the draft and have free agency for rookies, maybe giving lesser teams a bigger pool of money to spend. Just some of the ideas these teams are in the league is throwing out there.
Well, that's an interesting idea. The one that I heard about last summer was in Houston trying to flip-flop free agency and the draft so that all of a sudden what you can do is draft players after it is that you've made all your free agent acquisitions, so you could draft positionally. You know you're set up for your team next year. And the more I've thought about that, Kevin, coming into this season, the more I like it. So we'll see what kind of traction that gets. A terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
And Holiday kicks to Hill. High arcing shot. And Holiday with the lay-in. Good. Holiday's got 5 points in the quarter.
Holiday looking comfortable there when he gets in close.
Gallinari left side. And the shot goes down.
Nice body control there by Gallo. He gets bodied up a little bit and executes that finish flawlessly.
And Holiday kicks to Moore. Mirotic against Harris. Outside Holiday. Shot from free throw range. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Well, when Drew Holiday gets involved in the pick and roll sets like that one there, it's very difficult to guard him. He uses his speed and quickness and change of direction and knocks down the shot.
Yes, that goes in. Williams has got 22 points.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Now here is Hill, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Harris. About a quarter of the players in the NBA were born outside the USA. Brent, could that percentage swell to half within a couple decades?
I don't think we're ever going to get that far with foreign-born players, but it's exciting to see all the representation around the league. We've certainly had some standouts, and I'm a little bit sad that this year might be the last year we see one of the most incredible players, if not the best European player the league's ever seen in Dirk Nowitzki, probably retiring in Dallas after the year.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Randall. Darius Miller comes in for Mirotic. Ian Clark's checked in for Ejuan Moore. And it's Payton in for Drew Holiday. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Los Angeles.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Now here is Harris. Jahlil Okafor unable to get his last shot to go. Outside Williams. Releases. And that one hits back iron. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. And stolen by Harrell. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Outside Williams. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Okafor. Payton outside. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Danilo, transition, big for your team. I assume that was a big focus tonight.
Yes, we want to run, and that's what we have to do every time. So that's what we did, and we played a great game.
Gallo, thanks very much. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.